Okay, I guess it's recording now. Yeah, what I got here is I went ahead and I cut them all. Ended up I got 23. Lost track. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy apart. This is an example. I haven't cut a couple things yet, but it's basically a coupon, and it fits snugly. It's hard to do this with a camera one-handed, so bear with me. Okay, that's that. Now this is a gasket. Now remember, I was telling you that down in here there's going to be a slot cut. It'll be about from the hole over about a 3/16 of an inch wide to a 1/4 of an inch. And the same thing up here on this corner. These corners on this side of the gasket are left as is. So we'll take this off. This is the first gasket. Now, this is the membrane that I just cut, and those are the going to be the 4 portals. And what it is when the cell is configured, this will be a supply for the hydrogen side, for example, and this will be a supply for the oxygen side of the cell, as an example. So you'll have fluid on each side of this membrane or each side of the gasket, because you'll have a plate, and a conductive plate, one of your stainless steel plates, a gasket, membrane, gasket, and then another plate. The idea is to isolate both sides of the gases. You have your hydrogen on one plate, on the negative, and your oxygen on the positive. And this particular material does not, as far as I've seen so far, and I've tested up to 30 amps, and that's about 2.8, 2.9 liters on this other cell that I tested with, did not allow the hydrogen or the oxygen to intermix. Okay, and my concern was always that the corners or where the holes were, that there might be a polarity with the plate itself, because at some point the plate's going to be exposed in the hole. But I never ran into that issue. The gas was very clean. So we're going to go ahead and remove the membrane here. And we'll just put it over here. And then this is that other gasket. Now in this gasket here, the slots will be cut on this side. And this side will be left alone. Because this triangle, when the gasket material or the membrane material is laid in, needs to be supported. Come on. Anyway, it needs to be supported. So it needs to be supported. And the idea of that is this triangle. There'll be a slot on this gasket, in this corner, and this one will be solid, so there will only be a small gap each between the two, and that will allow the electrolyte on the bottom of the cell to flow, or the gas to flow out. So you're constantly, the cell's going to be replenished with fluid as the action, you have a circulation, convection, circulation, and the gas, and some fluid will be coming out of here, back up to the hydrogen side tank or the oxygen side supply tank. And what I mean by supply is the electrolyte supply. And bubbler, you could say, because the hydrogen will boil through the same solution as well as the oxygen will boil, bubble through its solution. So anyway, that's the gist of that. Now the next step is to cut these slots, and I'll be doing that here a bit, and I will follow that up with a video to show you what the gaskets look like. So there you go, guys, and that's kind of how it is. End of the video.